Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today is going to be a get ready with me video. This was requested by one of my really good YouTube friends, Esther. If you're watching this, hi. She wanted me to do sort of like a get ready with me video featuring the Bareminerals original foundation that I use most of the time. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use my Bareminerals Soft Focus Full Finish brush. It's a pretty fat brush, and I'm going to go ahead and use my Bareminerals Original Foundation with SPF 15. I am the shade Light, which is number 8. This is from like 2 Christmases ago. I purchased this on QVC. I don't know if the numbers have changed, but I know that I'm always light. Before I put this on my face, I prep my face with some Caudalie elixir. I use that as my toner, and then I went ahead and I used some of the Sunday Riley Juno serum drops. This is an antioxidant superfood face oil with 9 cold pressed vitamin rich superfood and seed oils. It's 100% pure plant extract serum. This I got off of Nordstrom. I'm not sure why my camera is not focusing. So it's like this purple yellow ombre bottle. Now I have oily skin. This is a 0.5 fluid ounce bottle. I use 3 drops, but I really rub it into my hands and I just press it lightly into my skin. I feel like you can use this if you have combination to oily skin. You can use this in replacement of a moisturizer because it's that hydrating. It is very oily, but the reason I've been using it is because I have been using retinol and I increased my dosage, so my skin has been needing a little bit of extra hydration. And I have been using my Drunk Elephant Proteini Polypeptide Cream moisturizer. This was actually a gift from my husband's cousin, and I don't use a full pump of this when I'm using the Juno drops. I actually just use like almost less than half a pump. And it just works really well with just balancing my skin out and keeping it hydrated. So the way that I use my Bareminerals foundation is I dip my brush in it and I pick up just a little bit. This should be enough for my entire face. So what I love about the Bareminerals original foundation, you swirl it on the tap, really get it into the brush, and you tap off the excess and then you buff it on your face. But I just like that a little bit goes a long way, and there's so much room to build this up, and it builds up so nicely. I do a light coverage layer. I used to, because you know I had acne and all that, I used to do a medium layer of this, and it always just looks so good. I always got so many compliments on my foundation because it never looked cakey, and that's what I love about Bareminerals foundation, is it always looks so natural on the skin and it really melts into the skin. Now if you have very dry skin, I think you would like most women with dry skin really like their complexion rescue shade, formula. Obviously I'm too oily to use that, so I just stick to their original foundation. I also like their Pressed Bare Pro foundation. Let me show you what that looks like. That's this one, and it is their compact version. This is Natural 11. This is a little too dark for me. This one is brand new because I haven't been out in the sun. So I know that when I finish this pot, which by the way I'm almost done with, I'm gonna use this one, but I'm gonna have to go a little bit heavy on the bronzer because it's hella white. So with this, I'm kind of just dragging it down because right now I just refuse to buy a different color of foundation because I have so many that I need to use, and I just feel like we're not really going anywhere, so what's the point? And who's gonna see me? I'm just gonna keep getting whiter and pastier. All right, next I'm gonna go in with my Chanel Soleil de Tan bronzer. This is the original formula. This is not the new formula. I love the way this smells. I have put quite a dent in this, and I'm using my MAC 187 short handle brush. I actually got this brush on sale from Nordstrom. It's just like a stippling brush. Kind of want to see if the camera's gonna focus on that. And I just dab it in here. This bronzer is like a mousse consistency, and I like it because you guys know I like very, very subtle bronze. I'm not very into that dark, you know, bronzing. I like for it to look very natural. And so when I had gotten this bronzer, this was a gift from a friend of mine, Bianca. She's so sweet. She had gifted this to me, and I was a little bit hesitant about the formula because I mainly wear powders, and I didn't know if this was going to mess with it. As you can see, super subtle. You can build this up as dark, you know, as you want. The only problem with this bronzer is this is the only shade it comes in, and if you're like in the medium to deeper skin range, it's not gonna work for you. Hope Chanel comes out with more shades, but they reformulated that product and it's been so controversial, and so many people haven't had positive things to say about it that I think that once I'm done with that, I don't think I'm gonna purchase the new formula. We'll see. Next, I'm gonna go in with my Bareminerals Mineral Veil, and this is their original translucent shade. I'm gonna be using my IT Cosmetics powder brush. Again, excuse my dog. I'm gonna dip my brush in there and just pick up a little bit. That's all I need for my face. And again, I'm gonna swirl that into the top of the foundation top. And I'm just gonna buff that all over my face, and that will go ahead and set the bronzer. It is a mousse-like consistency. As you notice, I use stippling motions to apply it, not sweeping motions. Sweeping motions will cause any powder foundation to move. I have not used that bronzer with a cream foundation yet. So if you use it with a cream foundation, leave me a comment down below and let me know if it moves your foundation, or, you know, doesn't play well with other products. And then just setting a little bit of the foundation on my neck. Then I'm gonna go in with my Bareminerals, what is this, Statement Radiance blush. And this came in a set from QVC. So every year I purchase the Christmas edition packaging of the original foundation for Bareminerals because I get the most for my money. I can usually Ulta carries it, but this year, a little bit goes a long way. I just put it on the top, and then I just swirl it with my brush. I'm using a Bareminerals tapered blush brush. anyways, during the holidays, they come out with these jumbo size foundation pots that you guys, if you guys have been following me for a while, you know I talk about them every year. I love them. I think it's the most value for your money, especially if you're a huge Bareminerals fan. Again, I do the same thing with all of their powders. It's swirl, tap, buff. And so, yeah, I have to make this space in order to be able to see my cheeks. And I just like that their products really just melt into the skin. I may have gone a little heavy on the blush there. We'll fix it later as I continue to apply more blush. Okay, so yeah, I just think that during the holidays you get more bang for your buck with these original foundation pots. So I just wait for the holidays. Usually this will last me maybe like 7 months, and I wear makeup every day. And I also film, so sometimes I do my makeup twice a day. Next, I'm gonna go in with my Real Techniques 402 brush. This is a setting brush, and I'm gonna go into my Chanel Illuminating Camellia de Chanel powder. This was a 2017 Black Friday highlighter special, and that's gonna be my highlight. I apply that to my cheekbones. I usually pull out this highlighter during the holidays, but I didn't get to pull it out this year because I was using something else, and I really missed it. And because we're not going anywhere, no one cares. Why not just use it whenever I want? Next, I'm gonna go in with my Bareminerals Bare Pro Concealer Stick. And I have been using this because I ran out of eyeshadow primer, which I recently restocked on. And I'm using color Fair Light Neutral number 3. And I'm just gonna use my ring finger and pat that all over the lid. This has been a nice little replacement instead of using eyeshadow primer. I think it works just as nicely. I think the only difference is that an eyeshadow primer, in my opinion, makes shadows really look more pigmented on the eye. Like the eyeshadow just sticks on there better. I think that with the concealer, it's still good, but I just don't think the colors they pop as much. Next, I'm gonna go in with my Be Beautiful Bareminerals eyeshadow and face palette. So this, if you're a huge Bareminerals fan, this came out, I think, like in 2018. And you got 3, from this half are all eyeshadows. So the way you were supposed to apply it is base shade, transition or lid shade, and crease shade. Same on this row. And then you have, and they're labeled. So you have a finishing powder. You have 2 blushes, which are these, Inner Beauty and Golden Gate Matte. And then you have a Fox Tan Matte bronzer. I'm not using that bronzer yet, just because I have been enjoying my Chanel one, and I will dig into this, but in case, where is my, there it is. I'm gonna be using my Bareminerals The Buffing Eye Brush to apply this first shade right here. It's called Presence. If you guys have this palette, you guys can just pull it out and follow along with me. But you guys, if you guys watched my how I rotate my makeup, you guys, and my makeup collection video, which is pretty long, you guys know that I had let you guys know that I was gonna try to get through as much of my Bareminerals eyeshadow palettes in 2020, as many as I could. I've made a dent. After this palette, I only have 3 Bareminerals 2 or 3 Bare Mineral palettes left in my collection to get through. And then I think the next one I'm gonna be attacking are gonna be my Too Faced palettes. So in case you didn't watch that video or you're new to my channel, the way that I rotate my makeup is I choose one palette in my collection, and that's what I will use until I hit pan in every shade. And that's the way I keep a healthy rotation of makeup, and my makeup doesn't just sit there and get old. I don't, in case you're wondering, I don't get PR. I pay for all of my makeup, and I just don't want to throw away my money. I don't buy things I don't like. So everything I have in my collection is stuff that I really like and I really want. Next, I'm going to go in to this taupey shade called Graceful. And with the buffing eye brush, I'm just gonna apply a little bit on my lid. This look that I'm doing is a cool toned look. Cool tone is not really something that I do often. As I had mentioned in one of my previous videos, I'm just not a person that I feel my skin tone doesn't do well with cool tone shades. I'm gonna get a little bit of that same Graceful shade, and I'm gonna use that as a transition shade, and I'm using my Bareminerals Soft Focus Contour and Line brush. This is just a crease. I'm using the crease brush of this. So just gonna apply a little bit of that as a transition shade. I don't know what it is. It just doesn't look that great on me. And I see it on other people, and I'm like, wow, that looks so nice. But then when I try to attempt to do the same thing, I don't know. I don't know if it's that I'm not used to seeing myself with it, but it's not something that I gravitate towards. Next, I'm gonna go into this darker grayish smoky shade. It's called Excel. And I'm going to apply that as my crease shade with the same brush. So yeah, I've been thoroughly enjoying this palette, and as you can see, I've already hit pan on that first shade I use as my all over lid shade. And so I've been getting I've had a really nice experience just using all of my Bareminerals eyeshadow palettes. If you do the same, leave me a comment down below. But I think if you haven't tried it, most of my eyeshadow palettes are neutral. Of course, I am selective when it comes to seasons. So technically, this is not a palette I would have pulled out during the winter time. Because you've got all these cooler shades, so I tend to use my darker autumn, fall palettes during that time. So I do keep in mind, you know, what I have in my collection, what season it is, and which one I would like to use. I'm gonna go back to the Bareminerals buffing brush, and I'm gonna go ahead and dip my brush back into Present, and I'm just gonna use a little bit of that on the brow bone just to clean up the edges. And I'm going to use a little bit in here because there is a little bit of skipping. So we'll just buff that out, and I'm going to do the same thing to the other eye. I think Bareminerals is one of the most underrated brands. I don't hear a lot of people on YouTube talking about them. They are amazing. Their products are awesome. It's clean beauty. They're cruelty free. And I've been a Bareminerals fan when they first started becoming super popular on QVC. That's how I first heard about them. All right, so I'm done with this. Really quick, we're moving on, and I've lost my train of thought because it's hard to talk to you guys and do your makeup at the same time. Oh, I'm gonna go back and use my IT powder brush that I used for my mineral veil, and I usually just dust off any small fallout that I might have had. But with what's left on this brush, I'm gonna go ahead and soften up my blush here that looks a little crazy. So what I love about the translucent mineral veil is it just gives you that airbrushed look without making you look too crazy. Next, I'm going to go in with my Chanel eyeliner in 69 Clair, and I'm going to apply that to my waterline. Just a little bit. Anyway, so I've been a huge fan of Bareminerals forever. If you're a huge fan and you've been using them for years, leave me a comment down below with what's your favorite product from them. Obviously, my favorite product is their original foundation. That's how I started to use them. I think that's what made them famous. That was their star product. I'm gonna look this way because I have to do my eyeliner. I'm gonna be using my Chanel waterproof eyeliner in number 10. A bean is just a black eyeliner. But yeah, I think they're super awesome. And if it wasn't that because I have my own YouTube channel, I probably would only use their products. I really like Chanel products, but I'm gonna tell you what really just made me a fan of Chanel was that Ultra Latant foundation from them. And I love my Bareminerals original foundation. It's a comfort. I think like this is my comfort kind of makeup. It's my go-to. It's what I feel I don't have to think when I use their products, but there's something like Chanel. I love Chanel products. Chanel has some really good products that I do prefer over the Bareminerals, and their mascara being one of them. Their cream Ultra Latant foundation, that's amazing for my oils. I'm gonna go in with my Charlotte Tilbury eyebrow gel. This is the perfect brown shade. I don't know, it's the brown one. And I'm just gonna brush my eyebrows. There's certain products like Chanel has an amazing liquid lipstick formula that is, I think, unmatched right now in the makeup industry. So my two favorite brands right now are Chanel and Bareminerals. I really like Charlotte Tilbury. I think that'd be my third on my list. But I don't use, besides the Magic Cream, I don't use any of their face products. I have purchased their light contour wand. I haven't even used that yet. I have to do a first impressions video on that. I'm super scared to use that. It's a cream formula. I use powdered products. Leave me a comment down below if you use the contour wand with powder. I would love to know. Next, I'm gonna go in with the Chanel priming base, and I'm going to apply that to my lashes before I go in with the mascara. But yeah, for me, it's like, you guys know, I don't know if you have like a go-to product or a go-to brand that is just your comfort zone. You just naturally gravitate towards that brand. I don't know if it's because it was the first brand I fell in love with. Okay, my camera just shut off. Sorry about that. Anyways, I know I said I was going to use the primer, and for some reason I pulled out the mascara and I did one eye without the primer. That's fine. I don't make it a rule to use eyelash primer. I usually don't use eyelash primer, but I actually like this formula. I think that it does a nice job of conditioning my lashes. Going in now with the mascara, you know how I was supposed to do it. Yeah, it's not as easy, guys, doing your makeup on camera and keeping a conversation going. I think it does a nice job at conditioning the lashes, and it makes the mascara glide on much smoother, especially if you're working with like a drier formula. So the reason why I tend to like the Chanel mascara over the Bareminerals Lash Domination Mascara is because this mascara lasts so much longer than all the other mascaras I've used, and I don't know if it's because of the locking mechanism that they use in here. It's bomb. It lasts much longer. I think the other ones dry out a lot faster and they are cheaper, so I don't know, this lasts forever. Next, I'm gonna go in with my Gen Nude Bareminerals Liquid Matte Lipstick in Boss. And I'm gonna go ahead and apply that to my lips. So today is a really rainy and gloomy day. So I wasn't sure if I was gonna be able to film this. I know I've said this before, but if you haven't tried their liquid lipstick, it's definitely a must. I mean, is that cute or what? All right, so you can just leave this like this, but I've just been liking this lipstick combo. I'm gonna go in with the Bareminerals Gen Nude Lip Gloss in Snarky. And I'm just gonna go ahead and apply that onto my lips. So they're definitely a solid brand. I really love them. I use a lot of their products. And that's it, guys. That completes this look. Esther, I hope that you enjoyed this video. I'm sorry that my hair is so crazy. When I'm done with this video, I have to just iron this hair. I'm going to go ahead and curl it and do the beach waves. It's pretty crazy today because it is raining and it is muggy outside, so my hair tends to grow like the Lion King. And as my final step, I'm going to go ahead and use my Real Techniques powder brush, and I'm going to be using my Guerlain Meteorites. Give them a good shake. I'm running out. There's like hardly anything left in here. I'll show you guys. Once I could get this open. That's what I got left in there. So I'm just going to swirl the brush in there. Tap off the excess. I use the top to kind of press the powder into the brush. And I just buff that a little bit on my forehead, a little bit like from here down. I don't like to get any powder in this area just because I tend to get oilier there, so I don't want any sheen, anything that's gonna add a little extra sheen. So I just do a little bit on my forehead and a little bit in that area and just buff it in. And that's my final step. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching and see you next time. Bye.